Doo-ba-doo.
Oh, sorry.
Just imagine this background for Whitney, okay? We got you, Whitney.
I would have been crying.
Literally, I have my tissue, y'all, just in case. Because we miss Whitney on a daily basis over here, okay? On a daily basis. This is Mentally Dope. Join us, Charmaine and Jasmine, two Black licensed therapists, as we build a bridge between mental health and Black culture. Come on, it's gonna be dope. Sometimes you cry. I mean, you want to stop me because I could listen to the whole song. All right.
Hey guys, it is Stay Mentally Dope time. I'm Charmaine. This is Jasmine.
Jasmine, I'm trying not to cry. I'm thinking about Whitney right now.
So y'all, you're in for a treat. We are about to start the series of Waiting to Exhale. And for anybody who has seen Waiting to Exhale, if you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. But for everybody who has seen it and are going to join this journey with us, y'all know that it is so big, it's so deep. We're following 4 best friends, and we felt the need to go ahead and break down all 4 of them and give each of them their own video. And we starting off this first one with no other than he's a good man, Savannah.
He's a good man, Savannah.
He's a good man. Savannah, a.k.a. Whitney, a.k.a. Nip. Like,
It was so good. It was so good. Full disclosure, we have filmed Waiting to Exhale, what, 2 times? This is the third filming. So, like,
yeah, this better go right.
Or y'all ain't gonna see it no more. And it's not our fault because we've tried. Okay?
Yes. So, yeah, we'll talk about Whitney Houston's character, Savannah, in the movie. She's one of the 4 friends. It starts off with all of them on a New Year's Eve night. I actually didn't realize that for a while there. That it went from New Year's to New Year's.
Yeah.
It starts with them on a New Year's Eve night and is going through all of the New Year's resolutions. And Savannah's resolution is to get a good man.
Which, as a resolution,
Not a bad thing.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not you-centered. I mean, I think that's my problem. Like, you could be doing your best and still not get a good man. So, like, it really doesn't. It has something to do with you, but not all. That's all I'm just saying.
Well, so her resolution is for her to get a good man.
To get a good man, Savannah. So, we're working on that. We first see her, she's moving. Do you remember where she came from?
Was it Baltimore?
It was somewhere like East Coast.
Yeah.
To Arizona. And it kind of her being frustrated with, like, these mans ain't nothing.
Yeah,
they
like,
never do nothing.
Let's
I'm
hope that
moving.
it's better in Arizona. But then we also see her, one of her first things is, like, the first thing that she does, like, she goes to the hotel, but she goes to go meet a man that she's been talking to over the phone. And she walks into, like a New Year's Eve party, and she's like there's like women who are, like, clutching their men. Because,
right.
I mean, it's Whitney, she's fine. So they're like clutching their men, and she was like, yes, and I will take your man.
Well,
I was like,
little did we know.
Is that the good man we're looking for? The one that's going to leave his actual girlfriend for you at the New Year's Eve party? But no judgment.
But also, what kind of man? Can we talk about that? He knew he had a girlfriend. He pursued you and invited you and his girlfriend to the same party?
What's
going on?
Oh, the guy that she met. Shout out to Kenya Moore, too, because Kenya Moore had all the cameos.
She was working. She was all the cameos. Okay.
But Kenya Moore was the other female that he also brought to the same party.
And she didn't even seem that bad. She seemed irritated, but she was just like, here you go again. You didn't even ask me to dance.
Yeah, she wasn't mad that he was there with the other person. She just was like, I want to dance, too. Okay.
What are we doing? What? Okay. Anyway.
So, but we soon discover one of Whitney's biggest pushes to, like, not, because, I mean, like, we all kind of sort of can have, like, you know, goals of, like, wanting to be, like, have spouses or have relationships and those things. But we see one of her biggest pushes is her mother. That's the person who's telling her, he's a good man.
It's a shove, really.
Yes.
You ain't no pushing. She'd be like, hello, have you found a man? Hey, how you doing today? Have you found a man? Like, every conversation is like, where he at? What you doing? Okay, there's one right there. What are you talking about? So
yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and we see Whitney trying to leave from being in a situation with a negative man and her mom trying to push her to stay in the situation. So talking about parental expectations, how this shows up in situations where your mom, your dad, godmother, auntie, whatever, like
anybody,
like
somebody pressures you.
Yes, the parental figure or person of guidance in your life is putting more pressure on you to uphold to these expectations of this is what your life is supposed to look like. And if you have not met these expectations, like, what are you doing? There's nothing else going on for you. These are the goals that I have for you.
Or like even like this is where your value lies, right? Your value lies in if you got a man or if you don't got a man. Which it probably was a little bit more than that for her mom, but you can see that all of the women are struggling with this of just like if I don't got a man, then who am I? What am I? What am I doing? And so there's a little bit of push and pull.
Yeah. But we also see that kind of like how you said though with the issue with her mom, that her mom did view it that way. We see, like you start to see when her mom is calling her that her mom is at home, her mom is by herself. Her mom always seems like that life is not doing too well for her, not even just financially, but she doesn't seem happy. She's always in the house.
Right.
Like she always in there with a head full of rollers, not doing nothing.
Not a head full of rollers.
Like nothing. So your life is like miserable, and her mom equates her being miserable to not having a man. And her fear is that she does not want her child to end up just like her,
Right.
miserable and not having a man. So she, not even realizing it, but she starts pushing these thoughts off on her that the only way that you're not going to be miserable is to have a man. And at this point, even though this man isn't even fully available because he's married with a child, and then we later find out another child is on the way. So you're in a marriage, and mom is still just like, he's a good man. He's just in a bad situation.
Is he though? Is that even true? Anyway, we're going to get to that, to the questions that need answers, because there's a lot of questions that need answers. So my question also is, do you think that they were enmeshed?
The mom and
the daughter. Which we've talked about before. We talk about it a lot in our soul food video. We're talking about enmeshment.
Delivers from Eva video.
That one. Delivers from Eva. Check out that one. But essentially, like, the family is so enmeshed. There's no boundaries between them. You are me. I am you. If you're doing something, we're all doing something. There's no individuality. And we can tell. Mom is just like, I'm this way, so you're this way.
Yeah.
And I need to work really hard to make sure you're not this way because I'm this way.
Also, we also see another thing that we kind of sort of struggle with in a lot of like parental relationships, but I mean, I know that we struggle a lot with this in Black parental relationships. This whole idea of what respect to your parents is supposed to look like.
Oh, speak on it.
The whole idea that Savannah was not really supposed to have an opinion. Her mom told her, this is what you need to be doing, and you're almost being defiant by not doing what it is that I told you that you need to be doing.
Yeah.
And we see that also in multiple ways, that like, when Savannah does try to break free from the guy and says like, hey, I'm not going to deal with him anymore. I'm leaving. I'm going to find me someone else. The mom crosses a boundary and gives the man her new number and is like, go see her. Like, and knowing Savannah being that she is, that she still loved this man, she was like, I'm not going to mess with him. But then as soon as she showed up and like we never called him. It's like, don't come.
Exactly.
But as soon as he sees him, she's just like,
we're melting.
Yeah.
We're melting.
Oh my gosh.
And then here we go back in the same cycle.
Yeah, back in the cycle. And then when she finally got to the point where she wanted to get upset when she realized that she deserved more, when it came time for her excel moment, when she felt like that she deserved more, that she wanted to leave the relationship alone, she went off on her mom for her mom like not paying attention to anything else in her life, which was a big factor.
But do you think her mom would have stopped any other way?
We're not even sure if she stopped then.
Well, you're true.
I mean, to be honest.
But she had been telling her in small ways the whole time. And in big ways, like, I don't want that for me. I want this to look different. I'm trying to do the X, Y, and Z in my life. It was a big thing. She had her own show now. Like, she was trying to make some career moves. She literally just moved. Like, there were tons of things going on in her life. And her mom was focused on this one thing. And she was just like, can we focus on more? And mom refused to. She just refused to.
But let's talk about the hurt in that. You think about a relationship that you have with anybody, but especially a parent. For your parent to only see one aspect of you. For my parent to see my worth as this one aspect. I'm not going to have a worth in anything else other than being a wife.
Yes.
But like you said, she was a producer. She was producing like commercials and TV shows. And then like she also had friends. Mom never asked her about them, never asked her about her job. Like, we were equated to, your worth is tied to, did you find a man yet?
Which I feel like happens a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
Which we get where it comes from, right? Like, we get for survival, especially in the black community, especially in the old school black community, right?
And you know what we say? Everything goes back to slavery.
At this point, we just making a song. But that, like, you do better in life, or you have better chances of succeeding in life if you have a partnership.
Yes.
Right? Which I get. I totally understand.
100%.
And mom felt like her life was a product of that. It's not a good life. Don't have a man. That's why. But
which may or may not have been true. I mean, let's be honest.
Whatever. But we'll get to that in a minute. But like, you see that your child is successful. Like, the thing that you're trying to prevent from happening is her lack of success. But if you look at her, you see she is successful. She has a job. She can support herself to move across the country and start all the way over.
That goes back to the question of, how do we measure success? Because we can account, and I'm sure that you guys have encountered somebody, we've encountered somebody, you like may have went through it yourself, where you still measure your success based on things that you don't have. So the degrees and the jobs and everything else. But I can still be like, but I don't have a man though. I don't have kids yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I still haven't bought a house yet. Like, there's like still something that we have not like did or aspired to, that the world neglect everything else because we're missing this factor.
And having like a very binary focus. It is or it isn't, right? Success is, I have all the things, or I have none of the things. And if I'm missing one of the, I have 10 things that equal success, and I only have 9, I'm not successful.
Yes.
And it's very binary of just like, that's not really how life works at all.
Yeah.
Like, having all the things all at once, all at the same time, doesn't really happen that way.
But it also is the hard part when we become hyper-focused on the things that we don't have.
Well, I mean, I think that's how our brains work too. You know, especially brains who have had to survive. You know, everything goes back to slavery. The whole thing of just like, we need it all so that we can have good chances. And anything that's missing is not good enough.
Yeah.
Which I see that a lot. And I'm sure you see this a lot too, but I see that a lot in like adolescence, of parents being like, you need to focus on your grades. You need to focus on your grades. You're doing great everywhere else, socially, mentally, or you're doing terribly everywhere else.
Yeah.
But if these grades ain't doing what they need to be, or these grades are doing what they need to do, but you're struggling everywhere else, it doesn't matter because I'm only focused on that one thing. And it takes a toll on people. And like we were talking about before, it makes people think this is their worth. That's it. So if I have trouble at work, if I have trouble at school, if I get a bad grade, if I bomb a test, then my worth is tied to that, and therefore it's done. It's over. And I have a breakdown, I have a meltdown, or I get into a depression.
Yeah. You know, another one that I've seen, and I've actually seen in multiple spaces now, tying worth to beauty. Like a parental expectation of how my child looks.
Definitely.
I need to make sure that.
But that's very black, don't you think?
Sometimes it is 100%, which I think that may go back to slavery as well. With us thinking that our worth is tied to how we look and looking a certain part. And I think that's even like what you said, of working with especially working with kids. I would have some parents who care not what their child's behavior is, but did you skip your J's? Okay. Did he was he outside playing in that outfit? But he did flip over a table and threatened to kill his teacher. Can we discuss that? Yeah.
Let's start
He is failing his math class. Can we go back over here? But he made Homecoming King though. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. But she's
black.
pretty. Yeah. I mean, but she is really cute. She keeps her hair done every 2 weeks. Like,
she looks fine.
yeah.
Therefore, she is
Which
fine.
is great. Those things are great. I'm not gonna lie and say like that they aren't, because like we do.
The issue is they're not the whole person.
Yes, it is. It's putting value on this aspect of a person and then placing expectations that then make the child feel like that this is where I get my worth and my love from you. Or if it is that feeling of you don't fully love me because there is a goal that I'm not meeting for you. Like, I'm pretty sure that's kind of sort of what was happening for Savannah. It's that feeling of, and I know that feeling too. I know that feeling personally of having people in my life that when they call me, they're looking for me to say something. And if I don't have it to say, it's almost like a disappointment. Like, you don't want to hear anything else that I have to say, but you're just going to call me and be like, you got a man yet? Oh, well, no, that hasn't happened yet. Okay. Well, how's everything else going? You don't want to know.
That's not why you picked up the phone.
Yeah,
it's not why you're here today.
Yeah, and but then like my things too is that if I called you, and that's not what I was calling for, you don't think that I had a different reason to call, but you're not even concerned because you got excited thinking that I was actually calling to give you the news that you wanted to hear, because that was all that was important to you. And then what does that do to the relationship when now I don't really want to talk to you anymore?
As if that one thing, not even the man thing, but any one thing will make somebody's life perfect.
100%.
Because that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
perfection doesn't exist. And
I have yet to meet the thing or like identify the thing.
Or find the person who's found the thing.
That we can add to our life that makes it perfect. Because please believe, if you got a man and a husband, it's beautiful.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
If you got kids, beautiful. And it's hard.
If you're single.
Yeah.
It's lovely. It's freeing. And it's hard.
You got a new house? Oh, that's a mortgage. And home ownership is
it's hard.
Beautiful and hard. Oh, you got the new car? Beautiful. Car note. Maintenance. That's nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, there's the things that, yes, we aspire to. Yes, they're great. But they also don't just come, like, it doesn't happen the way it happens in the movies. We just don't dance the night away on the floor. There's things that happen after the credits that it's like, okay, yeah, this is great, but there's more to it. And I also have to have other aspects of me so that I can handle it. Because if not, we've also seen so many people who get it, and then when they get it, they were like, I was aspiring to this, and now what do I do with it?
And it wasn't even anything that I thought it was going to be. It's not even that cute.
And now I don't want it.
And I've been working my whole life towards it. I've changed everything. I've moved mountains to get here to this one thing that I thought that I wanted and needed, and here I am, and it's like, it's hollow. It does not have the thing. It does not have for me what I thought it had.
And the hard part about that is that sucks when it's a job that you've invested time and money and energy into, but it definitely sucks when it's a marriage that you marry somebody and then you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Or kids that you have and you're like, I don't want these kids.
Oh, this is harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
They do not look and act the way that I thought them to look. Our relationship does not look the way I thought them to look. There's so much.
And I've heard that before. Folks would be like, why does kid always talking? Because that's what they do.
Right? They're not a baby doll to just dress up and take out what you want. Like, they're their own little people. They want to do what they want to do.
Yeah. I think that is the hard part of self-awareness for parents, to be aware of what they value and how they place those values intentionally and unintentionally on their kids. Because I think that sometimes we can say that we've never said it, but your actions may have said it. Your child can tell what things excite you, what things make you happy. If every single time I bring home an A and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so great. And every single time I tell you that, like, I joined choir and you're like, that's cool.
But what's a question that we ask a lot in therapy? So if we're trying to maybe assess some things about a family dynamic, we might ask questions like, what did your parents teach you about your value without saying a word? Yeah. Right? How did they show you you were valuable? Yeah. Because that means more than whatever you're saying. Yeah. Because how do we learn? Let's think about this. By modeling, by seeing what's happening to us. Yeah. You can tell us something all day. But again, kids do what you do. They do not do what you say.
Yes. And they pick up on how you make them feel in those different moments.
Mm-hmm. And the underlying meaning underneath it, right? You might not say it, but like, when I do this, mom is happy. When I don't do this, mom is not happy. So this is the connection. Mom values this. Therefore, I should value this.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, we see that all the times in activities. When I play football, Dad shows up. He buys T-shirts. He's at all the games. When I said I wanted to play soccer, he said, I'll see if I can make it. Well, I'm going to keep playing football.
Exactly. Which one's more important? Because I want to have a relationship with you. Yeah. So.
I mean, I like soccer. But
you like football.
Yeah, but you like football.
So this is what we're going to do.
I'm going to do football.
And so now I'm doing that, and I don't really want to be doing that, but I want to be connected to you. And now I spend my whole career and my whole college experience doing this thing that I don't want to do.
Yes. And you see the ones who like can get all the way to the pros and be like, I didn't really want to do this.
Yeah. My dad loved this. That was great for him. Yeah. Now I can't walk and I don't have a memory, but we're not going to go there right now. So okay. I'm just saying, it's real. There's so much to talk about here, guys. We're trying to stay focused because you know us, we can go on off it.
But it is a lot when it comes to parental expectations, and then we see that in how Savannah, tiny bit, and how Savannah struggled with, I'm pretty sure something that has started a long time. Because at this point, questions that need answers. Let's go there because y'all know we always have questions that need answers. Savannah says her age, and at one point in the movie, she says her age, and everybody's like, ooh, she was 33, y'all.
I was knocked over the table. I turned 33 well, 2 months ago. Yeah. So what? And I'm still young. What?
Yeah. But all the other girls was like, ooh, because she was single at 33, and I was just like,
but first of all, everybody in the room single, so like, we'll stop playing. But second of all, okay, so what? They were 32, 31?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
What is the actual difference for them? And 33 is old, man.
But I guess that's a lot. It's the expectation that if you're 33 and single, that's what people were saying. Which no.
Either way, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree, but I think that is like a thing that we do. That
and I think it's generational.
If someone, I mean, I still hear that now that people say that if you're in your 20s and you're not married or you don't have kids, it's a flex. But if you're in your 30s and you're not married and you have kids, everybody's like, what's wrong with her?
Mm-hmm. Which there's so much to unpack there, but I think it is also a thing that happens to women. Because to remember, that does not happen the same way to men.
No.
And it depends on the person and who internalizes it. Because I know you got some clients or some people that you know, not clients, but any other people that are just like, I'm 22, I'm never going to find a man after this one. And it's like this thinking that happens. Or like, I'm 25 and you're like sitting over here, 33, 35, looking like, okay, girl, you have, decades more to figure that out. So it's like very much a woman thing of just like, you need to get out there and get your stuff together. I think that goes
back to what we were saying as far as Savannah and her mom, that there's that expectation of this is your worth.
Yes.
Your worth is tied to this. And if you have not figured this out, then this is like your worth. Like nobody cared what else you did, but ain't nobody asked you to marry them. Oh, okay.
Then that's a problem.
Okay.
Clearly we feel some type of way. So.
And do. Another question that needs answers, like, y'all, this was nasty to me. I'm a tad bit of a germaphobe, so maybe this is what it was.
What happened?
So when she was messing with Lionel, who was actually Kenny from Soul Food, but when she was messing with him, and this man was using her toothbrush, like, do folks really share toothbrushes out here in these streets? That is nasty. I wish somebody would touch my toothbrush.
Even your husband?
I wish.
I mean, I feel the same way. We're not doing
wish.
That. But some people are cool with it. Some people are like, here, use mine. We share everything else. Use my toothbrush. But
that is nasty. Always reminds me of like folks in like high school who used to like share gum.
I didn't hang out with those people. I don't know what you're talking about because we're not doing that. But also, black people different. Okay, we got special needs. Like, you know, even sometimes drinking after my mama, I would be like, Mom, did you drink? She'd be like, I am your mother.
Oh, yeah. But I definitely be like, Mom, you can have it.
Right.
Like, no, you can have it. Like,
Because we just worried about stuff. But
no. Okay, another question that needed answers from me. I don't know, and maybe it was just me. I guess because like I'm back in the day, they didn't have cell phones. But Savannah's mama gave out her work number. Like, to me, that is a boundary. I think about
what she was doing.
I think about the idea of like I mean, that's why I said I know like they didn't have cell phones, but like you gave out my work number
at work. My work number
yes.
at work.
This is my place of business, which once again lets you know that you do not value my job.
Or my time,
yes.
or my opinion, and my request.
Because they didn't interrupt me in the middle of my job to say, Mama on the phone, and it's important.
She had to kick that white man out. She said, can I get the room? That scene was funny. Can I get the room? And she just waited till he left. Mama, what are you doing? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. We got problems. And a boundary would have been to not answer the phone.
Yeah.
Like, to be like, oh, well, did they say it was her mom?
Yeah.
Okay, they said it was her mom. Be like, hey, Mom, what's going on? Oh, well, I can't talk about this right now. I'm at work. Click. Mm-hmm. We ain't had this conversation.
Yeah, 100%. But I think that at that point she was
done.
Was the whole fit to be tied.
Done.
She was up here.
Not a fit to be tied.
she read Mama for filth and then told her, I'm sorry for being disrespectful, but I said what I said. Like, that was it.
And you could tell it got there because it was a FU moment.
Yeah.
No. Or, well, she didn't say FU, but
you know,
we dropped an F-bomb with her mother on the phone, so it was serious.
Serious question. When she said, Savannah, he's a good man. To who?
This is my question, and then I keep asking. Savannah, he's a good man, Savannah. Okay, but to whom is he a good man? So is he a good man to his wife that he's cheating on? With his child, taking care of his child at home that he's cheating on, being, on my understanding, in another state to see, you left your wife and your child to come see your girlfriend or whatever, or is he being a good man to his side piece who he will not commit to, and that he says, you were the only woman I've ever loved. So I'm trying to understand, if you love me, and this is how you're treating me, what is it going to look like? Would you?
I mean, but that was the same
this
thing.
Is you loving me?
That was the same thing that Savannah. She was like, "You want me to be excited for you to be with me, and then treat me the same way that you're gonna treat her? That ain't what I want."
No. And let me tell you about a master manipulator. First of all,
go ahead, break this down.
The Allstate man. I see it. Okay, I understand what was happening in 1994, but literally, I think. If you don't look closely, you would have been like, oh, it's a misunderstanding. But if you look closely, past that smooth, silky voice, you can see that he took absolutely no accountability.
Don't get me wrong. And I thought that it was, I saw, like, in that flash, I saw that same scene in Love and Basketball. I ain't getting nowhere about pushing no time clock for my wife. Look at you. Look at you, man. I seen you. You did the same thing to Debbie Morgan in Love and Basketball.
Why you put that finger like, look at you?
I knew it. I saw it in that moment. I was like, I knew it. He was out here doing the same stuff.
Trifling. Didn't take no kind of responsibility. Like, well, it wasn't just me. It was both of us. I'm sorry, what? And, well, you know how it is. No, there was no accountability of just like, I've done this. I'm sorry, these were my decisions. And we got another baby on the way, so I really can't leave right now. I'm sorry. What they got to do with me? Mm-hmm. You came up in here playing in my face. That's what I would say. You playing in my face because you out here being manipulative, not taking responsibility, and then expect me to move my life around? Mm-hmm. And we can't even be public. Mm-hmm. We can't even be in public. Well, you want a man, but you got to hide him at the house. And you love me? This is how you treat me when you love me.
Let the church say amen.
That's all I got to say. If this is how he treats you when he loves you, run, friend, run, go far away, because he does not love you, or he can't do it well.
He's not a good man, Savannah.
He's not a good man, Savannah. Is what we have to say. So,
figure out your expectations for yourself. Big time. And it's once again time for Savannah to exhale.
Shoop, 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 shoop-a-doop, doop. Okay, we're not. But we'll say, in the comments, maybe answer the question that I had, which I like is, how did your parents show you were valuable without saying a word?
Yeah.
What was that like in your household?
Yeah.
Just tell us, hit us up in the comments. Otherwise, you know there's going to be a part 2.
Yes.
And 3. And 4. So, y'all, stay mentally dope.
Keep rolling with us on the Waiting to Exhale train. And as always,
Stay mentally dope. Gang, gang. Bye.